Hello friends, this is Martin here from Secret, the channel for learning about trading and investing. Welcome to Markets Tomorrow, the daily market analysis show where we look at what happened in the markets during the day and how we can plan for a better trade tomorrow. So, what kind of trade we had today? It was a flat expiry, right? It was very choppy as well before it ended up flat, right? Indecisiveness is what we see in the markets. So without wasting time, let's get into that. Before that, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe and share to your friends and colleagues so that everyone benefits. So as usual, this is what we'll be doing, the pre-market analysis for December 10th, Friday, tomorrow, 2021. We would be looking at all of these parameters in the charts that is listed on the left side, and we would have additional data analysis on all of these parameters that you see on the right side. We'll wrap up some actionables as well. So this is the chart. On the left side you see is Nifty. And what do you see there? It's an indecisive candle. It's kind of a dragonfly, and here you have a bearish candle which could not manage to close above the previous candle. It's taken the gap support, but yeah, it's Bank Nifty on the right side. So let's Nifty close less than 15 points in green, we can say up, but it is indecisiveness like you saw, right? And the expiry managed to close at a 17,500, rounding number, right? Well orchestrated, I would say. And Bank Nifty, on the contrary, closed red with 200 points down and could not manage to close below, right? As we saw yesterday. But it also managed to close expiry exactly in 36,000 close this level. Intraday, if you look, Nifty and very volatile it was. This is what happened, right? You moved up and down and up and down, so it is like multiple V's. Bank Nifty also, up move, down move, up move, down move, very choppy, double V. That's like that moves are 1% up, 0.5% down, 0.5% up, 0.5% down, right? And then 1% up. So it was very choppy day. Bank Nifty also the same thing happened, except that Bank Nifty was very weak when it moved up. That's it. So very volatile, flat expiry, indecisive candle formation on the charts of Nifty, right? Volatility, obviously you can see that the Bollinger Bands are showing that there is this volatile expansion that has happened. Not now. You can see that it is closed above the 20-day moving average, managed to close, I would say, but that has not happened on the Nifty, right? It is closed below the 20 moving average. But one thing that you notice about the volatility is that this lower band has turned sideways here, but this fall has not flattened, right? The skews has not happened, but it gives some indication that there will be some consolidation now ahead of the coming days or weeks, till the skews happens or an expansion happens, right? On either of the bands. But right now it gives some indication that there is a chance for a volatility. That's right. No support level resistances. So you can't hardly see the candle of today. It's a very small body indecisive candle. It has taken a resistance at 17,500 and 7,600 range, and that's the first clearing that is required on the resistance upside. And after that you have 17,800 850 levels. After that you have 7950 to 18,000 rounding number. Downside has taken the bounce for the support zone of 17,350 to 17,400, and below that, if that is broken, you have the 7,200 to 7,300, and below that you have the rounding number 70,000 where it had a previous swing. And if that is broken, then you go back to 16,900 and then 16,700, which is a gap support. So that's the resistance and support levels for the Nifty. On the right side you can see that Bank Nifty has a 36,937 kind of supports below, and if that is broken you have 36,500 levels, which is Fibonacci 50 retracement, and if that is gone you have 35,600 or 35,900 levels on the downside. And if that is gone, then the previous swing low of 35,000 would come into play. On the upside, right now it has taken a resistance at 37,400 levels. If that is taken out, you have the next resistance, previous resistance one of 37,200 to that is actually 37,800 zone, right? And above that you have 38,000 zone, and that's the upside resistance on the Nifty, and the supports we already seen. So Make a note of the support and resistance level for you to decide when to go long, when to exit. Mark all of these before you enter them in a shorter time frame on intraday. Yeah, but making note of the support resistances are very important, right? Because markets are choppy, reversals happen, right, at previous supports and resistance zones. Bollinger Bands we have already seen, and the divergence, no divergence on the momentum, but momentum as such, if you see it has improved on the Nifty today and maintains the same in the Bank Nifty today, right? But it's in the sideways zone. The divergence which was there yesterday had met the target and done, and the bearish divergence that was earlier unconfirmed was there, that is also taken out on Bank Nifty. So there is no divergence. Momentum is simply sideways, but it is maintaining the sideways. All right. Trend indicators IDX, if you see the DMI dominance on the negative side continues in the short term for the Nifty, but Bank Nifty has overcome that and crossed over to the bullish zones on the short term. But medium term, it is bearishness for both the indices, but the strength of the bearishness has reduced. That's what the IDX, DMI indicator is telling us. Volatility has further dropped today. It seems like it is going back to the 15 kind of levels and then maintaining that range, or rather it has expanded the range from 15 to 21. It's a bigger range now. So volatility is cooled off and it is at 16.64% for again today. So look at the 23 kind of percentage of fall from the top of 21 has happened just in few days. IVP is 41.53% and IV is 15.8 for the Nifty. Right, so volatility, is actually expanded the range from 15 to 21 is what it looks like, right? So whenever volatility drops this much, you could expect that there is a volatility mean reversion to the upside also may happen, right? But you never know whether it want to take that after hitting the 15 or you never know that, but you can anticipate the probability of mean reversion always when there is a huge week's drop or a volatility drop that has happened. That's the stage that we are. Open this data is, this is for the expiry December 16th, so it has not been traded for the next week expiry, so it may not be giving an accurate picture, but this is what the data is showing. Nifty has got the maximum put rating at 7500, and then after that 7200, and the highest call rating is at 7500 and 18,500. One point which is a put call ratio which is bullish, and long build up is what happened in the futures. Bank Nifty is 37,000 and 36,000 is where the high put rating has happened, and the resistance seems to be at 40,000 and 38,000, and it's not that bullish on 0.74 of PCR, and it's a long unwinding which is slightly bearish on the Bank Nifty. Right, that is for the next expiry charts as of now. Look at the heat map. You can see that hardly just Reliance and ITC is what moved, and LNT rest is all flat or slightly green kind of, So that's why we have indecisive day today, right? Yesterday was full green day, for us it's full red. Today we have flat. That's exactly the heat map is also saying. Hardly Reliance moved, and LNT and ITC. Sectoral performance, if you see it's flat for IT, momentum is anyway sideways, so no longs. Metal is 0.6, slightly up, but momentum has to catch up before we can take any stocks. And that auto is 0.5% and still sideways momentum. Almost slight green, but so it's all slight green, except for FMCG, we did 1.5% of momentum is anyway sideways for that. Reality also slight red, right? Means very indecisive small body price actions what happen in all the sectors, but short-term momentum is still sideways in all of them, so we just have to wait for that to catch up. Institutional participation, you can see that Fyers again managed to sell today 15,000 crores only in the last 7 days of trading in the December. But yeah, DA is bought today, but they didn't buy as much. That's why the market was indecisive. So rest of the buying has happened from the retail side. Dollar index, right side, what do you see? The dollar index seems to be consolidating in the same range after the breakout from the previous two resistances. But interestingly, the USD INR currency pair is trying to break out of the major resistance zone. It is closed above 74.611, so it's rupees further weakening, dollar is strengthening on the currency pair trading also. Crude oil had cooled off today a little bit and gone, but still above 70, right? Remember, it had gone to 64 below kind of levels earlier, but as long as it doesn't shoot up to this old parallel channel top, it should be fine for our economy. Gold has consolidated on the previous one, still doing the same. No major price action is seen on any of the uh, global markets. We'll have to check that the next day. Actionable is just one long positions. C entertainment seems to be breaking out of the box pattern, rectangle pattern, whatever we call it. Momentum is good, trend is good, volumes are above average. So weekly also it seems to be showing some kind of flag pattern. So this can be something with a type stop loss at the box neckline. It can be traded on the long side. Wrap up with a mild bearishness and to neutral sideways. The reasons are what that is mentioned here. So today what has happened is probably an expiry play if maintaining the 75,000 and 37,000, that levels. That's what might have happened. And the charts are saying that it is indecisive, right? And the flat ending, that is what happened. So it is a flat view, but slight bearish is also there because there is a big resistance on the upside. The W pattern is getting completed and 17,500 above, closing green. I'm slightly bearish on that, right? Whether so probably in the coming days and weeks, maybe consolidating between this 17,000 and 18,000, 7,200 and 7,800. That levels maybe what is happening. Even if it manage to move up, so Bollinger Bands is showing some consolidation. So my view overall is sideways and slightly bearish, anticipating that there could be a possibility that it was an expiry price today and then markets can fall back. That's really my view. It need not be you. You have to form your own view based on your study. And VIX has cooled off today, right? So when it is cooled off 21% from the top, there is a chance that it can mean revert. In mean reverts, and markets fall, right? That is another reason why I'm slightly bearish. So yeah, so all we can do is play safe. If you're trading options, trade with hedge positions, and then always keep it eye on the support and the resistance levels, and keep tight stop losses, right? So if it helps you to form your own market view and helps you to make a good trade plan for tomorrow, consider hitting the like button and share to your friends and colleagues so that everyone benefits. Thank you so much for watching. Happy trading and happy learning. Bye.